Legacy isn't inherited, it's planted. Claire Moss planted 340 trees along a fence line while 4 men watched and laughed. Brad Cole said, "Girl, you're wasting your best edge soil on sticks." Claire didn't answer, just kept planting, one sapling at a time, for 3 days straight. 4 years later, Claire's East Field produced the highest per-acre yield in Callaway County history. Brad Cole drove past 3 times that harvest morning. On the 4th pass, he stopped and asked if he could talk to her. Subscribe right now, because what Claire discovered about fence-line soil, every farmer needs to know. My father left the farm in 2014. Mom ran 120 acres alone, 8 years. I came back at 28 with an agroforestry degree and one plan nobody believed. The east fence line was barren. Wind erosion had stripped the edge soil 6 inches deep over 30 years. Every neighbor said, "Plant crops to the fence." I said, "Plant trees first." Agroforestry windbreak systems, documented by the USDA, reduce wind erosion by up to 75% within a protected zone extending 10 times tree height on the leeward side. They also increase soil moisture by reducing evaporation year-round. James Reed, county extension agent, had promoted agroforestry 4 years without one farmer listening. Claire called him Monday morning. He arrived in 40 minutes. She said, "Tell me everything. I want to show you something right now about what happens to soil when you give it protection. In my view, this is the most underused farming strategy in America today." Claire ordered 340 native species saplings, hawthorn, wild plum, and serviceberry. All 3, nitrogen-fixing, wildlife-supporting, and county-approved. Total cost, $680, 3 days of planting, alone. Brad Cole and 3 neighbors at the fence every morning. Laughing every morning. Claire planted every morning. Sapling. By sapling. By sapling. Year 1, the saplings reached 3 feet. Wind erosion on the east edge measurably reduced. Claire documented everything: soil samples, wind speed measurements, moisture retention data. Every week, nitrogen-fixing native species, hawthorn and wild plum specifically, deposit root nitrogen at rates of 40 to 80 pounds per acre annually, documented by the USDA NRCS, without any synthetic input. Claire's East Field edge was receiving free fertilizer from its own fence line. Year 2, James Reed brought a university soil scientist. She tested the fence line soil against the field center soil. Edge soil organic matter already 18% higher. Moisture retention 23% higher. In the area previously most eroded. Here is what I think most farmers never consider. Your fence line is not wasted space. It is an untapped resource that works for you while you sleep. Year 3, Claire's East Field edge rows outperformed center field by 31% per acre. The protected zone extended 40 feet into the field. Trees, now 8 feet tall, working silently every single day. Diana Park heard about Claire's yield numbers through a regional organic network. Called James Reed. Asked, "Are the numbers real?" James said, "Come see." Diana drove 4 hours. Walked Claire's fields 2 hours without speaking. Diana offered Claire a 3-year premium organic purchase contract. 26% above market. Conditional on one thing: Claire's agroforestry system remaining in place and expanding. The trees were now part of the contract value. Brad Cole came to the fence that 3rd autumn, stood there long time, looking at the trees and Claire's yields. Said, "I want to do this. On my fence line." Claire said, "I'll show you how." Year 4 harvest, Callaway County published its annual agricultural yield report. Claire's East Field, highest per acre organic vegetable yield in county recorded history. James Reed framed the report, sent Claire a copy. She put it in the barn. Agroforestry windbreak systems, when designed correctly, qualify for USDA EQIP cost-share funding, covering up to 75% of planting costs. Claire's $680 planting would have cost $170 under the program she didn't know about. James Reed told her afterward. She said, "Tell the next one, before they plant. The trees are now 11 feet tall. The protected zone extends 60 feet into Claire's east field. Soil organic matter at the fence edge is 340% higher than when she planted. Input costs down by $21,000 annually. Brad Cole planted his fence line the following spring. 180 saplings. Same species. Same system. James Reed helped him apply for the EQEP cost share. Brad's planting cost him $48 out of pocket. He called Claire that evening, said, "I owe you more than an apology. Before I tell you what Claire said to Brad, I want you to do one thing. Walk your fence line this week. Look at the soil at the edge. Then go to nrcs.usda.gov and search Agroforestry Windbreak Program. It is free to apply." Claire told Brad, "You don't owe me anything. You did exactly what farmers do. You watched and waited until you saw proof." Brad said, 4 years is a long time to wait. Claire said, the trees didn't mind. Every farmer with a fence line should know 3 things. First, native nitrogen-fixing species feed your adjacent soil for free. Second, windbreak protection increases yield in the protected zone measurably within 2 seasons. Third, USDA EQIP pays up to 75% of your planting cost. All 3, free information, at nrcs.usda.gov. Ruth Moss walks the tree line every morning. Slowly, running her hand along the bark of trees her daughter planted while 4 men laughed. She told Claire once, "Your father would have laughed too." Claire said, "I know. That's why I planted them anyway." If this channel matters to you, subscribe now and share this with every farmer you know.